fashion can kill. Hey guys, it's Jess from She's the Posh. Welcome back, and today I'm doing the final in my Halloween series. Happy Halloween, guys! And this is fashion trends throughout the century that have resulted in death. Yes, fashion can kill. I make videos every Wednesday and Sunday, all designer and fashion related. I love sharing with you all my tips and tricks. If that is something you're into, please remember to hit subscribe below and ring my bell so we can become best friends here on the internet. Okay guys, I have a fun little ending to this short little series that I have on my channel. I hope you guys really enjoyed this because I'm having so much fun researching this, looking at other people's blogs and posts that they have done. And I absolutely love fashion and I love history. So I'm putting the two together right here, and it's spooky season, it's Halloween, so let's have some fun with these. So I actually found this article. All of these I got, it's from the blog History of Yesteryear, and the author is Just Annette. So I want to put her picture here, give her all the credit for it. It's actually a really good read. There's a lot more in here. She had 21 historical fashion trends that led to death. I just picked top 10 out of these, but it's a really interesting read. So I'm gonna have the link for you down below. So definitely click on that and learn some other fashion that killed. But these are 10 that I picked that I found were the most interesting ones I didn't even know existed, guys. So let's go through these together, not any particular order. Also, let me know which one of these that you would rock. Like, how many of these would result in your death? Because I know that I would be rocking some of this fashion and I'd be sending me right to the morgue, but I would be killing it while I'm killing it. So let's start with number one. The first one we're going to talk about is Belladonna Eye Drops. Yeah, Belladonna I've heard before. I think it's some kind of poison, I'm pretty sure. But these were actually used to dilate women's pupils because that was considered beautiful, having dilated pupils. So they literally would stick these Belladonna drops in their eyeballs. Pupils dilate, make them look beautiful, but literally they were putting a toxic chemical into their body, which obviously resulted in heart problems and potential blindness, and some even came to death, guys. Women used to sacrifice their eyes and literal sight to look beautiful, guys. Never sacrifice your sight for beauty. Next, guys, we have foot binding. Women would literally wrap their feet in ancient China because that was the desired fashion. So this resulted in like gangrene and mutation of the foot, as you can see from this picture here, and bones would literally break. They used like an acid, vinegar, and urine mixture to help with this bone breaking process. And you thought your shoes were uncomfortable. You thought your shoes were uncomfortable. Ancient China has got you beat on this one, but this would result in gangrene and infections that could also result in death, guys. So these shoes, they're killer. Next, we have a little Gone with the Wind classic style here. This is called the crinoline dress, I think is how you say it. So basically it's the big hoop skirts. You can see the structure of it, and they would wear these, and this really reminds me of Gone with the Wind, how beautiful all those styles of dresses were. However, these resulted in death because they would accidentally, because of their bigness and poofiness, they would get caught on fire by the fireplaces that used to heat everybody's homes. So you would actually be burned alive or severely injured in one of these contraptions, because as you can see from the outline, this is probably not the easiest thing to get into or to get dressed. But did that stop people from wearing the fashion? No. They're like, I'm gonna risk it for my Gone with the Wind moment. So yeah, guys, this was some hot fashion. Next, we have cosmetic surgery. Basically, everybody wanted that little waist, and they would use corsets. Well, sometimes corsets were not enough, and they would actually get rib removal surgery, guys. This happened in the Victorian era. There was some debate as to the existence of rib removal surgery based on what this author had said. It was debated whether people did it or not, if women did have the surgery, but it seems like they did. And if they did have this surgery, it was extremely dangerous. It's extremely dangerous to have any kind of surgery, let alone a cosmetic procedure in the Victorian age. But you gotta have those tiny waists, and sometimes the corsets just didn't do it. Next, let's talk beauty, makeup. So back in certain eras, it was meant you wanted to be pale. You covered your whole face because that meant you didn't work out in the sun. Well, a lot of the ingredients in some of this face paint to make yourselves look pale had lead in it, guys. Lead, but you needed to get that pale look. But nobody wanted the pale look of death, I don't think. But that came with it because, as you know, lead paint is poisonous. So yes, they got that pale look, but then they also got the death look because at the time they just didn't know what was in there. Yeah, these looks definitely killed. Next, we have a great hair removal strategy, which they use X-ray technology, guys. They literally used X-rays, radiation, to remove that unwanted hair that you didn't want. If you thought you had it bad getting waxed and pulled and laser propped and stuff, you could have got some side of cancer with your hair removal, guys. Forever we've been trying to get rid of our unwanted hair. You could have had your hair removal with a side of cancer if you got this beauty treatment. Next, we have a really fabulous one from the Victorian era again, which is a great weight loss. We are doing the tapeworm diet, guys. So literally you would swallow a tapeworm and you could eat whatever you want. And of course the tapeworm took care of everything, right? It ate all the stuff for you so that you didn't get those calories. However, it did a lot more than that. As we know, it's a parasite that would attach to your organs and cause you some damages. So literally tapeworms would actually attach themselves to your organs and your digestive systems that would result in terrible infections with side effects that included fever, abdominal pain, nausea, and weakness. But heck, you be skinny. You be skinny, right? In the Victorian, and you could eat whatever you want. You could go to those nice parties, wear your fancy dresses, and you could eat whatever you want. The tapeworm will take care of it. But who needs internal organs, right? Who needs those organs? Tapeworm will take care of those as well for you. Next, we have a dress, and not just any dress, a dress made of arsenic. That's right. If you look at this green here, this green is from the 1800s. It was called the Paris green. To get this color, you actually had to use a dye made with arsenic. So as you could tell from the title of this, that yes, you would be beautiful. You would be a femme fatale in this because you would die or have sickness from the poisoning of this beautiful green. But heck, you would look fabulous. I mean, this would be a great way to go. I really like this green. Like, this green is absolutely gorgeous. I can maybe look past the death for this color back in the day. I'm trying to think like how many times I would have died in past lives had I been around, because you know I'd be rocking this green. Your girl would be like Arsenic Dress for days. Okay, we have 2 left for you, and this first one just makes me giggle because I just know I would have been taken out by this, because I totally would have rocked this, because you know me, I like some trendy fashion. That is the Hobble Skirt, guys. So they used to call this the speed limit skirt because it's tied and cinched at the bottom. You could only move your legs a little bit, but you got that, like, look like you have a little big booty, and so you just basically be like walking around like this. You be hobbling around in this beauty. Obviously, that caused a lot of women to be clumsy and have a lot of falls. Some of them resulted in death, guys. Can you imagine trying to go up the stairs in this skirt? Because that's what would do me in. I'd be looking fabulous, feeling myself, trying to get to where I needed to go, but I have to give myself some extra time because you can't even move your legs. And then like some stairs, heels, hobble skirt, that is the end. They put on my tombstone, she loved fashion, therefore she died. Last, I had to share this one because this was like, what? I didn't even know this existed. And I would have been like screwed back in the day. This is needle eyelash extensions. People would literally get lashes sewn onto their eyeballs. So obviously there's some dangers in that. Eyeballs could get poked, who needs to see? Infections and different things like that. But the crazy thing is, I'm like, why do people do this? Like, do they just want to look cute? Do they just want to look cool? I mean, this seems like a lot to go through to look cool, be part of the in crowd. However, the reason that they did this is because historically, back in history, it was believed that the eyelashes fell out from excessive sex, guys. So women would do this. So they're looking for, they want to get married. You couldn't own property. You had to be married back in the day. And they would do this because if they didn't have long, luscious lashes, they were considered a whore. Which is like, you think like the reverse now is like having long, luscious lashes is like, being too made up, being too crazy. But if you didn't have those lashes, you might not get a date because people think you're promiscuous. And then you're not getting the crazy sex, aggressive sex. It's just crazy to me what they thought, like science back in the day really thought the longer the lashes, more virtuous. The shorter stubby lashes, like I literally have. You've seen from some of my videos, if you haven't, I get them permed and tinted because my lashes are literally short. I have very full lashes, they're short. So yeah, I couldn't get a date. I would not be able to get a date, but people think I'd be getting dates when I couldn't get dates. Crazy. Okay guys, that is everything. That is fashion that kills. Seriously, you need to look at some of these other ones. I only picked 10 out of this list that I just thought were like crazy that I had no idea that were on here. There's some killer hats on here. There's some, obviously the killer corset is on here. There's some other fun things. So I'll make sure to put the link for you down below. And I hope you have a very happy Halloween. Let me know if you like this kind of stuff. I kind of want to stand out. There's so many of us here that are in the luxury community and I want to do something different. So I really think this is fun to share some history with you, maybe some history of the designer brands, maybe some bad roasts, some fun things where you can just like have some coffee or tea and we can just like hang out and just BS the whole time. This is how I would be like just if I was sitting in your living room. So if you want to invite me over, just invite me over. I hope you have a fabulous day. And as always, I want to thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you again. Bye guys.